Hello, parents. I apologize I could not meet you at the open house, but I do have some information here for you which will give you most of what you need to know about the course. As always, though, if you need to contact me, please give me a phone call here at the school or send me an email, and I would be glad to talk to you and answer any questions you have. First of all, the course is becoming more and more important and more used in our world, and I'm speaking of statistics and using statistics to make decisions. And it is influencing many different facets of our society. Government, education, business, sports, politics, the list goes on and on. Health. There are so many different areas that are using data and statistics to learn, analyze, and help make decisions with. And I want students to appreciate this, the importance of collecting data properly and how to analyze and how to infer from it, as they are going to be dealing with data, whether they know they're dealing with it or not. People will be collecting data on them for many, many years, and they may have jobs where they're going to be directly using data to help their company make decisions. Some important points. This class is in constant flux. What I mean is I'm always trying to use timely data. We don't have a take-home text. I have a few different textbooks that I use, and I want to keep this class is that way purposely, because it's not the AP Stat class where we have to follow set standards for them to be prepared for the AP test. So I'd like to take that flexibility and exploit that, and meaning I want the students to use timely and real data as much as possible. And if things happen in the world, I may throw out the lesson plan and take a look at the data of what just happened, and we may talk in that direction. For example, here's something that I tried in a recent year. I give a bell ringer sometimes based on some assigned reading, and I collected some data one day on how long that the students said they read the night before and their score on a 5-point bell ringer, and then that led nicely into talking about scatter plots and correlation and regression. As you could see, we learned here that in general, the more minutes a student read, the better they did on their little bell ringer quiz. So there's an example of using that timely data. Now, we do have a final project in here, and your son or daughter will be working on that in May when they're prepared, when they've learned what they need to know about statistics. And it's in place of a final exam, and I've done that. I started that about 10 years ago and never looked back. I'd rather have the students take what they learned in class and go use it in the real world instead of taking just another test. And so we've had many great examples over the years, and I'm just going to give you a couple of the many great examples that students have come up with. We had a couple of students take on a fairly controversial topic, abortion. And there was a young lady involved here, and she found a pregnancy suit. The young lady was not pregnant, but she found a pregnancy suit, and it looked very real. And she dressed pregnant, went downtown, and actually they randomly pulled some people from the street and asked them the question of, do you agree with, or how do you feel about teen abortion? And the idea was they were going to look at this young lady who was a teenager who appeared pregnant, and they wanted to see if that affected the people's answers. If talking to a pregnant teen would affect their answer. And they did it, this young lady did it looking pregnant and not looking pregnant, looking normal. And they found a significant difference. So yes, it would seem that we learned that people will change what they what they say they believe in based on who they're talking to. We had a couple of students compare, wanted to see how recess help performance in school, and they went down to our elementary school and middle school and had randomly assigned some students to go to recess, and they came in and took a quiz, and they randomly assigned the other half of the students to sit and watch a video, and then they took the same quiz. They wanted to see if the activity, the physical activity, helped them perform better. And if I recall correctly, without rereading it, they were fairly similar. The physical activity did not make a significant difference. And finally, one I just came across here is we had a couple of students compare fishing baits. And yes, they actually went fishing. They recorded all their data. They tried 4 different types of bait, worm, different types of colorful baits, and they did what we call a chi-square test, which is a statistical test to compare tables of data to see if we have differences, if we have significant differences in the baits. And it was a very interesting project, and they had a good time doing that. So there's some examples of how we try to find things that the students are interested in. Your son or daughter will be doing this final project in May. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, as I said, please give me a call or an email, and I'd love to talk to you. Good night.